Hi, I'm Jill Kogut from the San Marcos Medifast Weight Control Center, and I'm here with Scott from Rancho Bernardo. Hi, Scott.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Tell me kind of what made you walk into Medifast Weight Loss Center.
When I was in my 20s and 30s, I led a fairly active lifestyle, and over the years, like a lot of other men, we wind up putting on weight, and it slowly creeps up on you year after year, pound after pound. And last February, I'd gotten to the point where I was about 265, 270 pounds. And I decided for a number of reasons that it was time to shed the weight and to change my lifestyle around.
And so when you walked into the center, what was your initial thoughts?
When I walked in, I didn't really know what to expect, but the staff were very friendly. And it's been a lot about education, about retraining me and about learning about what I need to do to change my eating habits and my lifestyle around. So that's where they helped out.
And how much weight, Scott, did you lose?
I've lost almost 70 pounds.
Almost 70 pounds, wow. So talk about that time frame when you were on the weight loss portion of the program. What was that like for you, daily life? When
I started on the program, I read the books that were given to me and made sure that I understood the why behind the science of Medifast. And then when I started my daily routine, it was very easy to get into a routine, and eating throughout the day and eating the right foods became very easy. So in the long term, it's much easier than I thought it would be. So you talked a little about the body composition, so the in-body scans that we would do with you every 4 weeks. Talk about percentage of body fat. Do you remember what you were when you started and what you are now that you're in maintenance? According to BMI and according to my doctor, I was obese. It's not a word that I like to hear, but the reality is there. My BMI now is, my body mass index is now in the range for my height and body style. So maintenance, what's the most important part, do you think, to help you keep at your goal weight? The most important part is remembering the education that you got while you were in the first stages of the program, because it's not just about eating the foods at certain times of the day. It's learning about what foods are good and what foods are not so good, and portion sizes. And when you get into maintenance, you take all of that you've learned, and now you move into the maintenance phase. And so all of the good habits, all of the good things you've learned now become part of your daily lifestyle. And what's your daily lifestyle now? Like now, has it changed since you've lost the weight, now that you feel like you're in your 30s? What are you doing now that you weren't doing before? You know, for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders. Everything's coming together, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It feels like everything's coming together. It's such a transformation. So Scott, how important was your counselor? Who was your counselor first? Deanna. Deanna. Carmel Mountain. Talk to me about the importance of having Deanna as your counselor. She's been really great. I knew going into the program, my personality is, if I could cut corners, if I could fudge a little bit, I would. Right. And so having a counselor available to me kept me honest and kept me accountable. It was really important because I understood how I would be. So she's been there for me when I go in. We meet, we have a nice conversation. She wants to know how I did during the week. She wants to know if I've got any challenges coming up in the next week, and then if we identify them. For example, I do a lot of international business travel. So how do you stay on the program? How do you balance your international travels with Medifast when you're going overseas and you're expected to sit down at these business dinners and there's lots of food and lots of desserts out there, and how do you pick and choose? So we would talk about those things. She would give me some recommendations, and the business trips that I took, I actually wound up either holding my weight steady or coming back and losing weight.
All right, well, thanks, Scott, for sharing your story with us, and we're glad to see that you've had success with coming to the Medifast Weight Control Centers, and we're going to enjoy your maintenance portion of the program, seeing you every week. Keep it your goal weight.
Thank you very much.